My name is Becca Davila, and my topic is the effect SMS advertisements have on Generation Y's purchasing intentions. This research is important for retailers to find new marketing strategies to target to consumers in Generation Y. Generation Y is the most educated population who has grown up with internet and mobile devices, which has led them to be dependent on technology in their everyday lives. Short messaging service advertisements is a fairly new concept that could be the most effective form of advertisements to this technology-thriving generation. It is important to study how the use of SMS advertisements affect the purchasing intentions of this generation. By researching this, retailers have the ability to make their business much more successful. I had 5 hypotheses. The first one is, due to the rapid growth of mobile advertisements, the short message service is the most effective channel for retailers to advertise to Generation Y. Hypothesis 2. Generation Y will trust text message advertisements more than other channels of advertisements. Hypothesis 3. Generation Y consumers are more inclined to subscribe to SMS advertisements if there is an incentive. Hypothesis 4. Generation Y will have high purchasing intentions after seeing a text message advertisement. Hypothesis 5. Generation Y consumers' gender will affect how they perceive SMS advertisements. For the methodology, the data collected in this research was collected in April of 2015. The research was conducted in a survey using Qualtrics, and it was distributed through Facebook, and it was available for 2 weeks. The survey had a total of 18 questions, including demographic questions and psychographic questions, which mostly related to SMS advertisements. There was a total of 45 surveys started, but 30 that were completed in full. Of the 30 surveys, 22 were completed by females, while 8 were completed by males. The format of the questions asked were multiple choice, Likert scale questions, and open-ended questions. The method used for this sample was random since the link was posted to a Facebook page. Results from the sample were anonymous, and that was known to the participants so that they would put the most accurate results. The sample was also offered to be entered into a drawing to win a $15 Starbucks gift card if they completed the survey in full. The sample in this research study was made up of males and females in Generation Y that were ages 18 to 29 that have subscribed to SMS advertisements. Out of the 30 surveys, 73 participants were female and 27% were male. When looking at age, 57% were between 22 and 25 years of age, 40% were between 18 and 21, and 3% or one person was between 26 and 29. Determining classification in school, 63% identified as seniors, 17% were graduated or were not in school at this time, 10% were juniors, 7% were graduate students, and 3% or one person was identified as a sophomore. In terms of ethnicity, 70% were Caucasian, 20% were Hispanic, 7% were Asian, and one person identified as African American, or 3%. Regarding disposable income, 33% had $400 or more to spend, 27% were between $100 and $249, 23% were between $250 and $399, and 17% were between $0 and $99. Hypothesis 1 was rejected because it was difficult to gather that SMS would be the most effective channel for retailers to advertise to Generation Y. The reasoning for this was because there was a lack of variation among preferences on how participants felt towards SMS advertisements. 33% said they could not stand SMS advertisements. 30% reported that they were better than other forms of advertisements, but they still didn't really care for them. And 30% felt neutral towards them. And then 7% said they made them feel special and well-informed about sales and promotions going on. Hypothesis 2 was accepted. When asking participants their trust level towards SMS advertisements among the other forms of advertisements, participants shared that they had an equal amount of trust for both SMS advertisements as well as social media advertisements. Hypothesis 3 was accepted. Generation Y consumers are more inclined to subscribe to SMS advertisements if there is an incentive. 87% agreed with this statement, while 13% disagreed. Hypothesis 4 was rejected. Participants were asked if they were more likely to purchase an item after seeing a text about it. The majority of participants responded with very unlikely, unlikely, somewhat unlikely, or undecided, and only 27% of the participants answered that they would be somewhat likely inclined to purchase an item after seeing a text message about it. Hypothesis 5 was accepted. Comparing consumers' gender and their perception of an SMS advertisement, results show that women were somewhat likely inclined to purchase an item after seeing a text about it. In conclusion, the first and fourth hypotheses were rejected, and the second, third, and fifth were accepted. The first hypothesis was rejected because only 7% of the sample agreed to actually liking SMS advertisements. These results could be due to the exposure that the participants have with SMS advertisements, seeing that it's such a new form of advertising. Hypothesis 4 was rejected because most respondents were unlikely to purchase an item after seeing a text about it. Hypothesis 2 was accepted because respondents said they usually trust both SMS advertisements and social media advertisements over the other forms of advertisements such as email advertisements, online entertainment like Pandora or YouTube ads, and search engine marketing advertisements. Hypothesis 3 was accepted because the majority of the sample in this survey said they were more inclined to subscribe to an SMS ad if there was an incentive. Hypothesis 5 was also accepted, dealing with gender compared to SMS and their perceptions of SMS advertisements. Women were somewhat likely to inclined to purchase an item after seeing a text about it, while men were not at all. The implications and recommendations for further study suggest that retailers really need to understand the different traits and characteristics of Generation Y in order to effectively market to them. It is important to research for research to be conducted to find what characteristics of different forms of advertisements are favored among consumers and why. By finding why consumers like other forms of advertisements, retailers can use that to implement it into the form of an SMS advertisement to make it more effective. For this study, an equal amount of men and women would have been beneficial to create more diversity within the survey, seeing that we had 22 females and only 8 males in this survey. Since SMS advertisements are still evolving, retailers have a lot of opportunity to make necessary changes in order to improve this form of advertisement, which will lead to growth and profitability. Thank you.